stipulate that you use the pay it forward to create something that then gets sent to a charity, you could use that and make it for someone, give it to them and make them smile, or use it to teach them to sew, or so long as it brings joy to someone,
yes,
it's all good. And they're always a really great deal. So last month's project, which is what we'll demonstrate today, was the syringe driver bag, which is such an important piece of equipment. It really, really is. We have the pattern, you get some fabric, and it's a really simple make, which as soon as I can change the cameras, we will, show you how to do that. And the coming month, which is just launched today, there's no image on that at the moment, but there will be at some point later today, is pet blankets. I'm saying pet blankets.
Yes.
It's not specifically dogs. Natasha, for many of you, you will know that she's used her scraps over the years and just pieced them together into scrappy quilt tops. Doesn't matter what size bits they are, she's just machined them together and kept going. And it doesn't even matter to her whether they match, because that sort of scrappy looks beautiful, isn't it? When you just grab random bits to make a quilt top. Got some fleece or some toweling, and then has just put them right sides together and machined, like the bagging out method, isn't it? Machine all the way around, turn it through and machine it up.
There's a line of thought thinking that the animals that are in rescue, if they're seen with a pet blanket, they're more likely to be at home because people can visualise them in their home.
And I mean, that's a sad story, isn't it, really?
It is
that people
sad.
see a dog with a blanket and think, oh yeah, I'll take that one home, more so than if they didn't have a blanket. It doesn't, but I think it's a bigger thing than that. I think, pets, when they go into a rescue centre, they can be quite traumatised. And if they can have a blanket, it's like a comfort blanket. And if they can have it from when they first get to the rehoming centre right the way through to when they go to their new home, it's a point of continuity and something that they can have as like a comfort blanket.
Yeah, absolutely.
But these could be for dogs, cats, all creatures great and small.
Absolutely.
You will receive in that kit 5 fat quarters of cave. They are perfect fat quarters.
They're long quarters.
Or long quarters.
Long quarters, I think, Jess.
Yeah. I've put 5 perfect quarter meters on here.
Yeah.
Just, branch out. 5 long quarters. And you'll see that the price you're paying is what you'd pay for 5 quarter meters, thereabouts. You will also receive some backing, and that may be some fleece or some toweling. It may be that those pieces are varied sizing. You might want to piece them. You might want to make tiny blankets and big blankets. Some may be a little dog-eared here and there, but that is completely free, that backing fabric that we're giving to you. So yeah, it's a lovely project.
It's a nice one, yeah.
Yes.
Well,
please make them little and big and all things in between if you can. It will be lovely to see those, and they can be donated to local charities near you, or as always, we always say this, don't we, Jane? If you want to bring or send them in to us, we can find a home for them. So that's
We've got
lovely.
a dog trust not far from here, haven't we? That's
We have.
literally
We
up the
hear
road.
them, don't we?
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
Sometimes. I know. We do hear them. Right, I'm going to try a complete reboot on the cameras. Has anyone else got anything to say to us? Have we got any other little messages along the way, Jane? Let's have a look. Ah, I have my cameras back.
Yay! Angelina said she used Natasha's mini bag pattern to make a gift bag out of the offcuts of a curtain that she'd shortened.
Oh,
I saw that on her Facebook page and it looked brilliant.
I'm all about using your offcuts.
Yeah, and
and
I think the customer was really chuffed to have that little bit extra.
Oh, that's gorgeous. Now I've made a mask to match this because I had 2 sort of pieces that were scrappy and I was like, I can just about cut my face template out.
Yeah.
Seriously, not to be...
yeah, love to get the most out of our fabric,
yeah, not
don't
to be
we?
wasted. And if not, they go in my EPP box. I love my EPP. Which means now I can actually show you what I use for my EPP because we can now move the cameras. Ta-da! I don't know. She makes this all look so easy. And then the tech doesn't behave. What we will do is we will show you the lovely, lovely Sewline items. I'm going to go into close-up because I think you're going to get a better view there than anywhere else. So I don't know about you, Jane, but EPP essentials for me, I can't be doing with sew basting.
No,
not
I love
at
the glue
all.
pen.
So the glue pen is our friend. Here we go. So again, these, It doesn't matter how quickly I stock these, they fly out, they really do.
They are great. They're great for applique as well.
They're
you can just
temporary fix, they're just brilliant, aren't they?
Wonderful.
So with the glue pen, you get the pen, you also get bring that to me, you. Bring that to me. Joshua's just appeared, guys. Oh dear, I'll show you in a second. But yeah, with the glue pen, you do get a refill there, look. And you get also, separately, a pack of 6. They come in different colours, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They all dry clear, but it's nice to have them in a colour sometimes to highlight it.
It is.
See where you're gluing.
Right, I'm just going to quickly show you what Joshua's brought in because it did make me chuckle. It's alive! Hi YouTubers, it's good to see you. Oh my gosh, what a morning. She's not here. So for anyone who's just tuned in on YouTube, I'm ever so sorry. We had a bit of an issue this morning. YouTube didn't want to be our friend, but we are here. It is Make It Monday. It is the last show of the month. Natasha's at a trade show. We're going to do the Pay It Forward, and I'm just showing you all the beautiful things that we've got. Has that covered it off pretty much, Jane?
I think so.
Good.
Yes.
I'm going to need a gin afterwards.
You're going to need to lie down in a dark room, aren't you?
I actually don't drink, true story.
Claire Angelina said, breathe, Gemma, it's only Monday.
I know. And breathe. Yeah, Natasha is today at a trade show looking at all beautiful new things for us. So I am here. Tech issues over. Yes, it's all good. It's all good. We're just having a look at the Sewline products because those have been out of stock forever. And now we have them back in. So we've just gone through the glue pen. We also have the glue pen refills. We'll go back into close-up mode and I'll show you what else we've got. She says, or I will if the button works. Come on, button. There it is. Hurrah.
Sticky buttons.
All good fun. Now, something that went very well last time and we've been very upset about not being able to get are the Taylor's Click pencils. You've used these, Jane, haven't you?
Yeah.
Quite a bit. So you have blue, she says, now it's pink. It's all backwards, isn't it?
It's back to front,
blue,
yeah.
white and pink. So we have those there. All of these are on today's collection, which has been tagged. Those are great for just about every type of project, aren't they, for marking out?
Marking out.
Yeah. Also for marking out, we have the Sewline Trio pencils, which again, I've seen you both use lots.
I love the Trio pencil.
The Trio's a really useful thing to have.
You don't have to go searching for different colours because they're all there in one pen.
Exactly. And there's 2 different types. So you'll see there's the Sewline Trio and the Sewline Trio colours. We've had someone before say, the white works, the black works, and the other one doesn't work. It's because the other one on the Trio is a tracer, isn't it?
Yes.
So there's not an actual ink in it or, pencil lead. It's a tracer.
Yeah.
So like for scoring.
It's like scoring, like hero marker, or if you use the carbon paper when you're marking out patterns.
Perfect.
That sort of
So
thing.
that's what that one's for. The Trio, however, does have 3 different colours. It has white, black, and instead of the tracer, pink. We do a refill for this one as well. I think those are low stock already.
Yeah, they're really easy to refill as well.
Really
and they've got an eraser on the top as well, so they rub out their own marks if you can't get them.
Can't ask fairer than that, can you?
Or everything you need in one, it's lovely.
Exactly. We also have the air erasable fabric pen. I mean, these things do what they say on the tin, don't they?
Yeah.
I could sit here and stand here and whatever and say,
They're fabulous.
I do this. But that just erases itself in a few days.
Don't use it on a project that you might be putting away to go back to, because you'll go back and your mark lines will have disappeared, which is quite frustrating.
I think it's a few days, isn't it, that they stay there and then
they can. It depends on the warmth of the room, because they can disappear within a few hours if you're looking in quite a warm area.
Oh, okay.
But don't iron them because they do become permanent if you iron them.
Ask you how you know. Yeah. Good stuff, Jane. We also have the styler, and as you'll see, the styler is water erasable. Nice. And, because we have a water erasable pen, we also have the aqua eraser. Now, the aqua eraser you can also buy little nibs for too. I didn't grab absolutely everything. We'd have been here all day. All day. But that's just a little water pen, which is rather brilliant. And we have these back in stock as well. So those of you who like to make toys and want a really fine point for an eye, we've got the brown and we've now got the black back in stock as well. These are lovely because they dry really quickly.
I use those for writing my labels for the backs of my quilts as well.
Exactly, and they're no smudge, they don't bleed, because that's the other thing. You can get pens you can use on fabric, but are they going to bleed? That's the question. Oh, and we have the Thread Magic pot in as well. Oh, Inga's just appeared with something for me. There we go. There's going to be much hilarity and howling, I feel, if I now approach the next part of what we wanted to show you today. Inga, where have I put the other bits? It's really helpful, isn't it? I'm doing a Natasha. Where have I put the other bits?
Which other bits are you
The other bits that Inga's done for me bits. I'm going to do our little public announcement because I think it's important. We have brought something in that we think is fabulous and funny and hilarious and wonderful and brilliant and all of the things. Oh no, that is actually it, isn't it? Yeah. However, Jane, these are cheeky, aren't they?
Yes.
Cheeky, I think, is the appropriate word.
Yes.
Inga, we were discussing this.
Carry on camping humour.
Yes. We think, you know, the Barbara Windsor fling and in sketch where her top goes flying off. That level of cheeky.
Yes.
So if you're easily offended,
look away
slash
now,
of a
as they
slightly
say.
more delicate nature, perhaps pop and make yourself a brew just for a minute or two, because we took a vote on it, and after much howling and Jane being incapable of speech and making a strange whistling noise instead of actually anything that we could understand, we decided that these were very funny and that you might love them too. So hopefully you'll find them as hilarious as we do. If you don't, sorry. But you could just pop and make a brew now and we'll get them out of the way and then we'll be more sensible again afterwards. Is that fair?
Yeah, I think that's okay.
Does that cover it?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I can feel Josh cringing in the other room. There's a reason he's not mic'd up today.
Yes, definitely.
We have a lovely range of books because tomorrow we've got Lottie with us, haven't we?
Yes.
And she's a crocheter, and it got me thinking about all lovely yarn arts and things. So I started looking through at wonderful yarn related books that we could get. And then these popped up, which are knitting books. Our Inga likes to knit, don't you, Inga? Yeah, she's nodding. She's nodding. These are a range that have been around since 2016, and it's called Nudie Knits. I'm just waiting for Lizzie Crangle, all our usuals to appear and start, you know. John Cole Morgan would love that. Oh dear, you're laughing already. This is not a good sign.
Josh has it definitely put me off my sausage sandwich this morning.
Excellent. Okay, that gives you a really good idea.
About the level.
Really good idea of the level.
Yeah.
I've got markers in these books for a reason, so I've been really careful about which pages I will actually show you. But these have been around since sort of 2016, and it's actually on the internet, and it's a comedy kind of sketch with all knitted toys. John would absolutely love these books, John Cole Morgan, and I'm pretty sure he's at the show today, so he won't be live with us. If he was, I think the feed and the comments would go very differently. But we have some lovely books. 2 of them out of the 3 have got knitting patterns in them, and Inga's knitted me some fabulous items, but just to give you an idea of what they're about. It says, deep in the heart of Woollandshire lies the village of Woolly Bush. In a cottage called Dunnittin live Bernard and Barbara. Together with the other villagers like Jim the farmer and their local vicar, they go about their daily business of rambling, gardening, going to the pub and playing cricket. So nothing unusual. All sounds fine so far, doesn't it? Yeah. Except they're all in the nuddy, and there's a very large innuendo waiting around every corner. So like we say, cheeky, there's a lot of innuendo in these books, but we just thought for someone who is a knitter with a wicked sense of humour, these are just hilarious. Then, and Inga says they're good for beginners, perhaps not for the children, unless you're going to cherry pick the cakes, which Inga did. She made a cute little cake, which is adorable, with a little cherry on it. Is that Fondant Fancy? Yeah. Yeah. And she's made us a lovely bowl. I'm going to go into close-up and we can show these, because I think they're adorable. How are we going, Jane? How's the comments?
Everybody is
no one's
so
horrified. We've got
Somebody
got
said
a disembodied person here.
Nude. That got my attention. That was Myra.
So to give you an idea of scale of the project, Inga's very beautifully this weekend, God love her, whipped us up a cake, a little bowl, which, look at this, isn't it adorable?
Really cute.
And also a person who we have not added associated bits to yet, in the interest of not making anyone upset.
But it gives you an idea of scale.
Gives you an idea of scale. So she should have arms and legs. There we are. But to give you an idea of scale, and they use pipe cleaners, don't they, in the arms and legs so that they're poseable and all of that. And clearly she'd normally perhaps hold her buns.
A la Calendar Girls.
A la Calendar Girls,
yes.
Yeah. And they have quite large hands, don't they, Inga? We've discovered.
Oh.
We've discovered.
Ginny Mackey's put, our dear late Terry Wogan would have loved the innuendo books and knits. He wore his Janet and John series. Brilliant.
Absolutely. Well, this is the first book. This one is simply silliness. There's no knitting patterns in this one at all. So you'll notice this one's $7.99, and it's photographs, series of beautiful photographs of them, and very cheeky innuendo-based slogans /
yes, little stories,
comments. Yes, absolutely. So there's that one, and that one's $7.99. These are and these are $9.99. Just making sure we've covered all essential parts here. There we go. We have, I've had bookmarks a couple of pages, Jane.
Yes.
I believe are safe. So you'll see the knitting patterns are there. We have a gnome. Isn't he cute? He's next to his pond, look. But as you can see, all the knitting patterns are in here, so you'll find those. We also have much more sedate patterns, look. It's adorable. So that's Inga's fondant fancy there. And we've got
teapot. Everything
teapot,
is knitted,
sugar
which
bowl.
is beautiful.
Absolutely gorgeous. The pages in between, there are some full frontal woolen nudiness. And so I won't show you those. Yeah. There we go. Oh, we just think these are gorgeous. The animals actually in particular are stunning. There's some lovely birds and dogs and cats. And the pig and the piglets are gorgeous.
Yes.
They use a snap, and they put the one end on them underneath with the mum, and then they put the pointy end on the piglets so it can stick onto the mum. It's so adorable. Yeah. I did just put a little up sticker on this page. Yeah, so we don't offend anybody. Hopefully I've done all right with this. There we go. So there are absolutely beautiful patterns in these. You're chuckling to yourself, Jane Orcott.
Margaret Smith has said, is that a fishing rod or is he just pleased to see you?
I think it's both. So these are available from Search Press through our website. You just pop an order in and they will get those out to you.
Debbie Holland said, I love these books. I bought one for a friend and it went down really well. Just hilarious. I will definitely order another one.
Well, this was the thing really, wasn't it? Because we looked at it and we knew knitters that would just love them.
Find them
Absolutely
hilarious.
love them. Find them hilarious and be really, really pleased with them. So
just a bit of fun on a Monday morning.
They are a little bit of fun.
I think at the moment we just need a little bit of a giggle because it's all a little bit serious, isn't it, out there?
Can be a bit serious at times, and I think that's really lovely. I think that went okay.
Yeah, I got away with that one, Jem.
Love that you've been through censoring. Oh yes, I got my sensible head on for once and thought, okay. Yeah. Rest assured that the pages in between, they are not as sedate at all, and I could not show them, but they are absolutely hilarious. As universally agreed by us all.
Yes.
There we go. Let's move that ruler out the way. Better do a bit of sewing, hadn't we really, Jane?
Well, that would be good. Let's make something.
Yeah, I have got actually one other thing to announce, which I'll do now because I'll forget otherwise. I was going to do it at the end, but you know how you do. When you do your demo and then you go, bye everyone. And, we had a competition, didn't we?
Oh, yes.
Is Lovely Lo on?
She was.
I
think she was. I've seen Lizzie Campbell, Auntie Lizzie.
Oh, well, Lo will appear at some point.
I don't actually know, I haven't seen her yet.
Oh, all right. That's a shame. Lo very kindly donated a ring as part of a competition for us in support of our Pay It Forward project. And so, SJ has this amazing computerised wizardry system where she puts all the names in of anyone who's qualified and it does a and it drew it for us. Kay May is our winner.
Oh, lovely. Well
done,
Kay.
Yes, well done, Kay. I'm horribly jealous because I think Lowe's jewellery is absolutely beautiful. I'm going to have to just buy one, aren't I?
Yes.
I think that's the thing.
Yeah.
So yes, congratulations. I'd say SJ's done the little searchy thing. Some of you are a bit sharp-eyed and have noticed there wasn't a Friday newsletter. We had a show on Friday. Anyone who missed it, it was lovely Tilly Rose, she was with us. SJ's a bit poorly. She's had a virus and she's been really quite ill last week. So we've been fielding customer services as much as we can as a small team, and kind of jumping in to different seats and trying to cover off what we can. But we do thank you all for your patience. She is slowly getting there, bless her. And yes, there was no Friday newsletter because we told her we've got a show and it's more important that she rests. But for those of you who emailed in and said, there's no Friday newsletter, is SJ all right? Well done, well spotted, and she'll be fine. She's
on
taking her time, and we're very strictly mummering her, aren't we?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because we like to mummer.
We do like to mummer
She's
everybody.
a gorgeous girl.
Oh, apparently it was Lo's birthday yesterday as well.
Yes.
Belated happy birthday, Lo. Perhaps she had too much gin. Perhaps that's why she's not with us this morning. Righto. We've got a thing to make, Jane, haven't we?
Yes.
So the thing we have to make is the syringe driver bag, and I've made one just here. We've also had some sent in. These here came with a very lovely card from Helen.
It's gorgeous with the otter.
I know, I love it. And I love it when we get the cards because I read them all, and I'm just, it's just so nice to see you all enjoying the project.
We have them out, don't we, and everybody can see them, and it's just, it makes your day.
Absolutely. Now, Jane has very diligently set the sewing machine up for me, which I'm pleased about because I didn't have time for that this morning.
I
with all
haven't
the
set
chaos.
the 1/4 inch, I've just realised.
Oh, okay.
But that's just a straightforward press the button.
Is it, or is it set in the middle anyway at the moment?
It's set in the middle.
Oh, I could just line it up, it's fine.
Okay.
So, and actually it's not a 1/4 inch on here anyway. So
that's okay,
the first thing we do, I'll go into the overhead I think, and we can show you. I'm assuming you'll shout me, Jane, if anyone said,
yeah,
can we ask this, can we do that? First thing we have to do, and in your kit you'll have received a 1/2 metre of a standard width fabric. You'll have also received some extra wide fabric as well, another 1/2 metre. For the purposes of today, we've just grabbed some out of the offcuts. So I've got 2 different fabrics. You don't need 2 different fabrics. So you have 2 panels from your normal width fabric of approximately 24 inches by 10 inches. You then need to, from your extra wide fabric, cut yourself a 5-inch strip, okay, and this will make up the strap. You could alter the strap if you wanted to, make it slightly shorter if you want to make a few, so that there's some shorter ones for those of us who are vertically challenged.
Well, I think there might be children as well out there,
yeah,
unfortunately they need them.
Absolutely, which is horrible to think about.
Yeah.
But you cut a 5-inch strip and then you fold in and press 3/4 inch, about 2 centimetres, all the way round. Okay, it's really simplistic make, this one, so actually it's a really good one to have a go at if you're new. You're then going to fold that in half. I'm going to press mine, Jane,
It's
didn't
a
at
good
home, I
idea.
threw it through the machine at high speed, a la Tash. A la Tash.
Oh.
Just went, that'll be fine. No.
Jojo says, oh, Gemma, which machine have you got there?
I've got the DX. And actually, very good point, Jojo. Do you want a job? You did really well there. That machine, we had Gary in, didn't we, last Wednesday?
Yes.
Gary was with us for, hours again, about 3. He's brilliant, isn't he?
Oh, he's
just a font of all knowledge.
We said, didn't we, that we just wanted to spend all day with him and learn the machine it's inside
Jane
and
and
out.
I would basically like to have a downloadable version of Gary's brain. I mean, I'd take the NX part and Jane could take the UX part. We'd go with that even, wouldn't we?
Yeah, we would.
We'd just love to have as much knowledge as he has on those machines because he's brilliant.
He does know them inside out and back to front.
Sure.
He really does.
But
he knows everything about them.
Oh, he does. He's brilliant. But the DX is amazing because it's that brilliant portable size as well, isn't it? I mean, I've got the NX and I'm loving it. Absolutely loving it. But the DX is, if you're going to move around a lot and go...
It's a great workshop machine.
It really is. And
it does everything
so much more
need,
than a workshop
really.
machine, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's fabulous. But, if you have to work within your budget, don't you? And that is a brilliant machine.
It is. Those are normally just shy of £1,600. Gary has got a couple left that were, I mean, they're demonstrators, are they? Some of them
No,
have
they
just
were
been
just
on a shelf on
display,
display. They might have been onto a television show for 2 hours
Yeah.
and used for that, and then that's that. I mean, really minimal use. It really, really minimal use.
Yeah.
And they've got, I think they're £13.99, aren't they? So nearly £200 off.
Yeah.
So if you had been in the market for a DX and you've been on the shelf, it comes with the full warranty. It's basically a new machine. It's been taken out of the box and put on a shelf for display or waved around on a television programme, and then that's that.
Yeah. So everything,
yeah.
you get everything with it. You get all the extra bits, don't you? You get your walking foot and all of that.
You do.
And fully serviced and the full warranty.
Absolutely.
I think the only thing is that the box will have been opened and resealed. So that's...
If that doesn't bother you,
you know,
I'd be quite happy knowing he's unpacked it and had a look at it, made sure it's,
had
play with it,
there.
twiddled with it and put it back again. But, what a great way to save a couple of £100 on something that has got all the warranty. So we have our strip. I folded it in half, wrong sides together. And literally what it says on the pattern is just to sew around the open sides. So your short edge, your long edge and your short edge again. I went round all the way round on mine, just so that it had like a nice top stitching on the opposite side.
I would have done the same.
Lovely. That's because we're a bit OCD.
Yes.
Shall we see if I can...
Yeah, Jojo says she likes to look at that machine. I can't cope with the bigger machines anymore. Yeah, because obviously the bigger machines come with a weight, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And also, yes, I wanted the big throat on mine for quilting and stuff, but not everyone does, do they?
No,
don't need all the extra space here. And
they're nice and high, so if you are quilting on them, you've still got that high.
You have
got the depth, you've got the height, so you can roll your quilts
for
up.
a project.
Yeah,
you have. Yeah. This is just literally... Hang on. I'm now working as if it's the NX. I'm like, where's the button? There is one to lift the foot. Okay. I'm just going to stitch this relatively close to the edge, just to make sure that we are... Oh, lower presser foot. I have lowered the presser foot. You just don't think I have.
You have to press the button.
There it is.
It does that sometimes. I think it needs adjusting.
Yeah, it's fine. Why have you done that for me? That's a bit odd, isn't it?
Just watch where you're putting your foot on the pedal. I think you...
Oh, is it set all like clever electronically that it'll cut if I put my foot in a certain place? Do you know where that place is?
It's the smaller side.
There's only one pedal, Jane.
I think you have to press it backwards then.
Okay, good. We'll find out in a minute.
Yes.
And if I start having a mare with it, you'll be coming over here.
I'll come over and set it.
And sew for me. It's like when you have your seat set in the car, isn't it?
Yes.
You just know exactly. Like my husband's a foot taller than me, and he'll come along and he'll start faffing with my car.
Yes. Well, Glenn and I share a car, and so when he's been in it, I have to get in and change the first of all I change the channel on the radio, then I have to adjust the seat.
See, I've got mine set up for automatic like lifty footy in the corner. You haven't got this one set that way, have you? No. We're all different. We all like different things, don't we?
Yeah.
Gosh, this is going to be dead boring just watching me sew all the way around this very long strap.
Auntie Lizzie says, I'm little yet love big stuff, dogs, men, machines.
Auntie Lizzie, I'm with you.
Yes.
Absolutely. I mean, dogs wise, no. My dogs are tiny.
Your dogs are super
I like
cute.
a dressing gown large because I have 2 tiny dogs. I've been in a shop before. I was with my mum not that long ago buying a lovely new fluffy dressing gown, and she's like, that one looks lovely on you. The size is more than big enough. I said, no, it's not. I want the biggest one they do. She's like, Gemma, you're not massive. Like, what do you want a massive one for? I said, because it's got to have room for 2 Dachshunds in it.
Yes, snuggle up with them.
The minute I get on the sofa, they're in. They're burying their way in and all sat, cuddled around my waist.
That's super.
Got to be room for them both. Otherwise, I'd be sat there looking like something out the Nudie Knits book with the front all open. Oh,
that's
dear.
lovely to have them all snuggled up with you.
Yeah. Am I the only one that treats them like babies?
No, I'm pretty sure
Everyone else got fur babies that they sit and cuddle like that. In fact, Susie's got this habit. Normally when I want to eat, if I'm sat with one of my bowl cozies on the sofa, she climbs up and tries to drape herself around my neck like a cat cum scarf.
Yes.
And she's a miniature dachshund. It's not comfortable. I've got a problem with my neck as well. So.
Isaac came over at the weekend, and they've got a staffy. She's beautiful. She's not even one yet, but she likes to sit behind you, around your neck.
Aww.
She's so funny.
Do you know, they're beautiful as well. Absolutely beautiful staffies. They're
Yeah.
so gentle. Such a
love
gentle
her.
nature.
Yeah. We've had not as pets ourselves, but my uncle, he used to have staffies, and they've always been lovely dogs.
This is not lined up perfect around the sides. You know, it's fine. It's when you press a strap at high speed when a show won't necessarily be going live.
Yes.
I must do my prep. I'm pressing this quickly. But you know what? These don't need to be perfect. They really, really don't. They just need to be made with love.
Yeah, functional and made with love is
the last
more than
instruction
perfect.
On there is to pop a little label on that says handmade by, so that the person that receives it knows who it was that made it for them.
Yeah.
So you know what, a little bit of wonky folding in the corners of a strap here and there, that's not going to matter one bit. It's the function of this item and the fact that it's been made with love and, you know, thought for somebody who's going through a really hard time.
Rona says, I've got 2 Westies and they need to be as close to me as possible.
I was always
times.
a Westie girl.
Currently fast asleep next to me. I love a Westie. Gorgeous.
No, I was a Westie girl and Guy was a Westie boy actually. We'd grown up with them. Gosh, my Pippa. She just didn't shut up though. For about the first 6 years of her life, she just barked constantly, and we were told they were a barky breed, but they'd quiet down at 6. She took a little bit longer than that, I think, actually. But you know, lovely dog. She really was. She really was. But I'm a Daxi girl now. Rehomed 3, so they've all been sort of rehomes or rescues, with various faults along the way.
Well, this is what you do sometimes, don't you? With a rescue, you pick up a little thing that they've had to cope with, and that's how they
absolutely
deal with life.
My poor Tilly was on her 4th home, and was vastly overweight, and we got her really healthy, and then she had the spinal problem that's so common in a dachshund, which was really devastating, but we managed to rest her through that. Then she went blind overnight.
Oh gosh.
Bless her. And then we lost her too young, really, which, you know, breaks your heart, doesn't it? Because they're your babies. They're your babies.
They're part of the family.
But she was a good girl. She was a good girl. Lovely locking stitch on these. And cutting the thread. All of these things I feel very smug about. Now I've got a dookie. Because you don't realise that you need these things till you've got them.
Absolutely.
And then you go, oh, how
and then you use a machine that doesn't have them, and you're like, where's the button for that?
Where's the button? Exactly. Right, so we have a strap.
Wonderful.
Look at that. One strap.
That's beautiful.
And then we can set it to one side. That'll ding dang do, won't it, Jane?
Absolutely.
And then we have our 2 other pieces. There we go. 1, 2. And we've gone with 2 different colours just for the purposes of demo, so you can see really that I've got 2 different colours. The kit that you're going to get a 1/2 metre, so you could make it so that your inside and your outside, which is effectively what these 2 pieces are from that same 1/2 metre. Or you could, as we have here, you could use some of your extra wide fabric to cut one of your pieces of this so that you get a contrast. And what's really lovely is that you end up with this little peep of something a little bit different,
that's nice.
which is, you know, it's quite nice. Not essential, but it is
lovely.
Quite nice.
Rona says, haha, mine are 12 and 11 and still barky dogs and run around like puppies.
They are monkeys. They really are.
They've got character though, haven't they, Westie? They're really characterful. Yeah. Little Westie.
Yeah, Pippa was my granddad's dog, really. Like, you know, he used to come once a week, but there was no one else in the world for her. She just loved him. Yeah. And she used to know when he was coming. Saturday morning every week he'd come, and she'd start crying 20 minutes exactly to the minute before he arrived. And sometimes he'd come at different times, but she knew.
She still knew.
So she'd start crying. We'd go, we've got 20 minutes till Granddad's here. Put all your shoes away, you know, tidy up the house. No, my mum's so house proud, but 20-minute marker. It's like, make sure you've got Granddad's cup out, get the kettle on, all of that.
How lovely.
So funny. Right. These here, we're going to put them right sides together, okay? And we're going to sew along a long edge, a short edge, and another long edge, and leave an open end, like a pillowcase. Okay?
Easy.
Easy enough, isn't it? It says here to use a 2 centimetre, 3/4 inch seam. Thereabouts, Jane.
Yeah.
Thereabouts.
Sounds like it's sort of dressmaking seam, isn't it?
Exactly.
Really?
Exactly.
Is it
Now, I'm very
5/8 that's dressmaking?
She says, helps if I remember to, switch the camera, doesn't it?
There's so much to remember.
There is. There we go. We're here.
I think I've frozen.
You think you've frozen?
Yes, on my Facebook
Oh,
page.
you see? I think today the tech is just having a bit of a one, isn't it? Josh has got a
There we
theory
are,
there's
you're
something
back
going
now.
on with the world today, hasn't he? He's not.
Well, there's definitely
Gremlins in the air.
gremlins in the system.
Well, I was sat on the dual carriageway near here, trying to get to work this morning, complete standstill, and I thought, I'm just not going to tell the team that I'm stuck there, because if I go, oh, so I might not get there, it might set out panic in the Makes warehouse. But as it happened, it just started moving all of a sudden. Whenever that sort of thing goes on, though, I just always think someone's having a worse morning than me. Even if it's just the people that are having to deal with the complaint about the extra traffic on the roads, because someone somewhere in a highways agency's phone's red hot on a Monday morning.
Yeah.
But I just couldn't work out what the cause of that was.
You can definitely tell restrictions have been lifted because there is more traffic on the roads.
Well, of course, the schools are back today as well
half
around
term's
here.
Over, yeah. Poor old Josh nearly got wiped out on the way here as well, didn't he?
Yes, he did. He
came in
didn't have a good
looking
journey,
quite pale.
did he?
And I said, "Are you okay?" And he said, "Nearly had a head on."
Really pale.
So do you need to sit down?
I said, Josh, do you think you should go and get a coffee? Do you think you should do that? I think that's a good idea. I think you should go and get yourself a coffee. Do that. It's a good plan. I should add, actually, the strap that I just made, you cut it at 5 inches wide. You press over by 3/4 of an inch all the way around, which in my book, Jane, takes it down to being 3.5 inches.
3.5 inches,
yeah. Then you fold it in half.
Yeah.
Which the pattern then says will give you a strap that's 2 inches wide. Mm. And I know I've said before, maths isn't my favourite thing, but that doesn't add up to me. It's about
it's
1 3/4, something like that. But again, like we say, I don't think it's a major issue. Okay. So as you can see, this would be a really nice little make for somebody to teach someone how to make something quite straightforward.
It's very straightforward, isn't it?
And then you're doing some good as well.
Yeah.
Such a lovely little machine, this.
It is.
Jane and I sat at the Dukey stand at the show yesterday, didn't we? At the trade show we went to.
Yeah.
Ogling a little bit. I mean, we weren't ogling too much because we've got the UX, which is,
the Annex, but
we were ogling the big stuff.
They've got some big industrial machines. That can sew through leather and stuff, and they're like amazing.
Yeah, we were like, oh, hello.
Well, this is Dukey's background, isn't it? They come from the industrial background, so their machines are made on the same sort of spec, so they're really going to serve you well.
Exactly.
Right, you need to.
Do you know what I've done?
What have you done?
I've sewn it right sides together.
You're supposed to sew it wrong.
No, that's right.
You're right.
No, that is right.
Yes.
Oh my God. Do you know?
Just have a bit of a blank moment there.
Literally, I made one of these. It is with right sides together.
Yes, you said that because you
I did
folded
earlier.
it over. Yes.
Do you know, for a minute there, I thought it's supposed to be wrong sides together. It's supposed to be wrong sides together. You're supposed to. No, you're not.
No.
You're not at all. She's much taller than me, so
I know, you've got longer arms, yeah.
I put my trainers on. I've
gone for
lovely
comfort.
coats on. And I was going to put my boots on to be that little bit taller, and then I thought, no.
Go for comfort.
Let's go for comfort.
Yeah.
But what I didn't think about was reaching the stuff the other side of the table. Because Madam is a clear foot taller than me. I am 5 foot. So.
Well, you're 5 foot and something else that you usually say.
5 foot and a cigarette butt.
Yeah. Bless her.
Not that I smoke.
They say, Gemma, that the best things come in small packages.
But they do.
Yeah.
I think that's the small people that say that.
No, I think they're right. Gem by name, Gem by nature.
Ah. Well, Inga calls me her precious gems, doesn't she?
She does.
which is lovely. I don't know. I wasn't here for a while recently. I reckon it was much more peaceful without me around singing and shenanigating all over the shop.
It wasn't.
Oh, so I'm just teasing out the corners. You always get one corner that doesn't want to turn out fully, don't you?
Pin and poke it.
Pin. Get a
Poke
pin
it
and give it a little pokey poke and a little tug. Just be careful. Okay, ruining your fabric.
I suppose you could always snip the corner off, could you? Just to take away some of the bulk.
If I'd have
you
thought
wanted
about
to.
that, I'd have snipped the bulk off.
Yeah.
But I was trying to be true to the pattern, Jane, and
Well,
I
it's
didn't.
this, sometimes we know these little tricks and hints, don't
I
we?
know. Yeah. I think that's how it should be. It doesn't tell you to press anywhere really either. And at this point, I would give it a press.
Yeah, just get
I
your
would give it a
seams
press.
nice and
Try
flat.
and get your seams nice and flat. Give them a little roll and try and give them a... Oh, hello. I like the way this thing's got a world, mind of its own. Just,
Just what it likes. Yeah.
Yeah, no more close up for a minute because it's just got to wake back up again. Just decides every now and again it's going to have a reload.
I am so grateful that I have Natasha with me because I don't think I could sew and do the camera angles at the same time.
Thanks, Jane.
I don't multitask. I'm very envious of you because I think you're doing a fabulous job.
Oh,
I'm
bless
just like, I don't know how you do it because I can barely think what I've got to do next. Never mind think about what the camera angle should be.
Well, thanks, Jane. I mean, this is the thing, isn't it? It's like a minute ago when I just said, oh no, if I say this right size. Yeah, I made one of these on Saturday.
Yeah.
I made
Not
that one.
long ago, yeah.
I made that one.
But you
that
do.
one, Jane.
It's like,
but just for a second there, I went,
it's like, oh my gosh, I've done it wrong.
what have I done?
Yeah.
And it's just because you're thinking of a million and one things, including
the camera angles. Yeah.
Yeah, the camera angles. All of that. And have I said everything I need to say?
Yes, and have I included anything? Yes. Am I in the right place? Am I following the pattern properly?
behaving?
Yeah. Have I missed a step?
Did I take all my painkillers this morning because my neck's not good?
Lizzie Krangle says, I find patterns are more guidelines rather than rules.
Oh, I so agree.
It's true.
So agree. And quite
tend
often
to
you look and
follow-
you go, oh yes, there's something there I'd change. Or
I tend to follow a pattern first and then I'll think, well, actually, no, you could do that by this and you could do that,
yeah, I've done that, definitely.
We used to have, when I was at college doing my bakery course, our lecturer would say, we'll teach you how to do it the right way and then you'll find your way of doing it.
Well, it's an art, isn't it, at the end of the day?
I think
you
can, once you know the right way of doing something, you know how to do the shortcuts.
Come here. Come here, seam, out you come. So I've just got my little pokey tool up here and I'm just running it up my seam because, do you know what?
You just want to get it nice
so
and
much
flat.
easier to turn it out that way, isn't it? Rather than trying to use your finger. That's better. It'll just press up nicer for me. I do now want to turn it back round though and cut those corners off. I might do. So is everyone good? Are they all okay
they're all
on
watching.
a Monday morning?
They're all
Are
following.
They all happy?
Pat's saying, great info. I need the sizes to make my daughter-in-law. She's got stage 4 cancer. Bless her. Oh, we send our love and prayers.
Bless you. So, just pop us a little message with your email address across to info@natashamakes.com and we'll point you in the right direction of a...
Vicky said, and maybe we ought to mention this, not to be disruptive on topics, but I did miss it at the start. Is the fabric in the background a sneak preview of new goodies? Gemma Pinfield Thomas.
No, that's good.
Didn't lift it though. No, she didn't.
No, I'm not lifting anything.
No.
No. I am just going to snip the corners now because you've given me the opportunity to. So, in the background, behind me, yes, all of this beauteousness.
Some beautiful Moda
Grunge.
grunges. Yeah.
What we do, I'm just snipping the corners off everybody because as Jane rightly says, that'll take some bulk out. Even though the pattern doesn't say to.
No, I just think
it
does help.
I agree. And I would always do that. Mainly because, I know I've been taught by the best. Jane's my sewing mama. So the Moda grunges, we use these a lot in kits and things, don't we?
Yeah,
in our own makes.
They make perfect blenders.
And they've gone in our half metre Heaven Pluses as well because
they're a nice alternative to a solid or a plain.
They really are. Yeah. And I think last time Tash left me to my own devices, I loaded all the bumbleberries, didn't I?
Yes.
Cut to order. She left me to my own devices again. So at some point, because I haven't got a million and one things to do today, at some point in the next day or so, I will say, because I think that's probably realistic.
Yes.
I'm going to load our Moda grunges by the half metre.
Yeah.
Because I love them. There's
I
always
think
a
there
mode
might
of
be a little bit of
grunge.
special price on them.
I might do.
Yeah, thought you
You
might.
know me.
Yes.
Yeah, she's not here, is she? Shouldn't leave me with full control, should she? That's how it goes, you know.
I think she trusts you. I think she knows that you're not going to wreck the business for her.
No, I know what I'm doing, honest. Right, so I've turned it through. We've rolled the seams in a fashion. It's all right. Pressed it out. So we've just got what basically looks like a big pillowcase. This is a really simple make. We just fold in those raw edges. Just by an unspecified amount, according to the pattern.
Yeah, so probably about the same as your seam allowance, maybe.
Just
5/8,
make sure that you're
So you've
going
got
to
a
sew
good-
within whatever you've folded in.
Yeah, so you've got a good edge to sew
Yeah.
down.
Exactly. And again, it doesn't say to press. I'm just going to plonk the iron on it just
Yeah.
for a second, just so that
That's
it's nice
cheered
and
everybody
flat.
up, your little announcement about the grunges. Everybody's loving the grunges.
Ah, well, that's all right. We like to give people things, you know.
No, Vicky's saying, no,
Cheered
you
up.
mustn't lift it. Not allowed. No, we don't let her,
No,
Vicky. It's
no,
okay.
No.
Right, Gemma, put it
Honestly,
down.
I was borderline on whether I was going to lift the iron this morning. My neck is in not a good way.
Dear.
But I'll just you know, be fine. Be fine. Just have coffee afterwards and forget all about it. So let's pop the foot down, needle down, little stitch backwards, and we're just going to sew this closed. I haven't put the camera angle across, have I, Jane? You know
No,
what
but
it
they
is?
can see you sewing.
You
It's not, I was
congratulated
gonna
me,
say.
Jane. Congratulated me on remembering to do all the things, including the camera angles.
Yeah, at least you weren't on a close-up and all they got was the cutting mat. They
No.
can see that you're sewing. It's fine.
Ah, that's true.
Yeah, we can
Tash
we
does
can
it all
watch
the
you sew.
time.
Yeah.
All right, so we have one panel. Okay, I'm going to decide which side's out and which side's in now. What do you reckon? Do we want it like so? Do we want it like so?
Either works, doesn't it?
Again, dark or light, light or dark, whichever one think.
Let's have a
Shall we
see if
see?
anybody says anything. They're all busy watching and commenting about adapting patterns and not following them.
Is this month's Make It Forward with a
With
pattern
pattern
as well for
assistance.
assistance. So yes, so this is with Pay It Forward. We launch one and we demo the previous one. So we
Yes.
launched this one. This is Pay It Forward 6. We launched this last month
Yeah.
when we demoed the donkeys from December, and then this one. This month we're doing pet blankets, where you get 5 CAFE quarter meters and some fleece or some toweling to be able to back to make quilts for pets / animals in a rescue centre.
Lovely.
It'd be lovely.
We're a split 50-50 so far.
Oh, okay. Dark,
we're
light,
we're
dark.
veering more to dark out at the moment.
Okay, all right. We can do that. So, literally, just fold it in half, and that's going to give you your bag. All right. And you just machine down these two sides. Start from the fold, work your way up is what it tells you to do. It says, what type of seam allowance does it ask me to do? 1 centimetre from the edge, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've got 4 layers of fabric, you're going to sew from the fold to the opening, 1 centimetre from the edge. There we go.
I don't think it would matter, would it really, how?
No, I think they go with 1 centimetre just because it's a nice amount to sew, and if it's a little bit over, a little bit under, I don't think it's the end of the world. It will give you, you'll see in a minute when we do the handles, it does give you a space to open out to stitch your handles onto.
Yeah.
Myra says it's her birthday on Thursday, and
Aww.
Sylv Sparkley says it's mine on Thursday too, and my mum's.
Oh, happy birthday, everybody.
She shares her birthday with her mum. That's nice.
That's so lovely. I mean, not so lovely for your mum on the day when she was, supposed to be having a birthday and was
having a baby
having
instead.
to give birth instead. Not high up there with things I'd like
the
to do on my
best
birthday,
present.
but the best present.
Yeah.
The best present. Does help if I do a bit of back stitching, I think. It doesn't tell you to back stitch. I did though, because I think it just makes it a little bit more robust.
Yeah, it just reinforces that join, doesn't
Just a
it?
little bit. Okay, repeat it on the other side. So again, just a centimetre. This is where I threw myself earlier with that. Should I have done it right sides together? Because I know that's that Do you know? We all do it, don't we?
Yeah.
Doubt ourselves. And that's because this bit here, you end up with an openy outy bit,
Yes.
if that's a technical term. We're full of the technical terms today.
Full
It's
of
a Monday
technical,
morning.
yeah.
Okay.
Lizzie
so we
Prangle
are
said she had to
back.
use a jeans needle to attach the handles on her machine.
Oh, did
Because there's
she?
lots of thickness.
Yeah, I checked mine through the NX and it just was not bothered at all. So actually, no, it's a good point.
using
You
a
might want a stronger needle. You
Yeah.
might.
Yeah, because there will be quite a few layers, won't there,
Yeah,
to get
there
the
are.
handles on.
So with putting the handle on, you are going to open up the piping. So it kind of gives like a false piping here.
It's rather attractive, isn't it? Yeah.
Gives you that. So you open that up. You're going to take the end of your strap, like so. It doesn't tell you what position to put it in or anything like that. So you're going to put it wherever feels best for you, just so that you've got enough room to be able to sew round here. And I'll show you in a second what I've done with mine. Just pop that on there so you can see.
Syl says the nurses told her mum to keep her legs crossed until after midnight when she was in labour. It's sound advice.
Sound advice, yes, absolutely. So you'll see that's how it's going to end up. So you've got this little,
That's lovely, isn't it?
so you can press that open.
Rona's asking, would it be okay to add a button and a few buttonholes to make the strap adjustable?
I don't see why not.
No.
Don't see why not.
Yeah, because they keep them with them, don't they?
Yeah.
It's not like there's got to
No.
be any sort of...
No. I mean, the best thing to do if you're even slightly concerned is on the instructions, there is a section at the bottom on the second page. This is a rough copy, incidentally. Everyone's else is a bit nicer. I've put mine on cheapy paper. But there is an address to send them to, or you've got an email address and there's Facebook links as well and a website. So you can ask the questions if need be. I'm sure they'll be very grateful of some help. It also gives you instructions on if you have a fabric that has a right way up. We've tended to put these ditzy prints in, haven't we, Jane? And something that's quite simplistic.
Scale, yeah.
But if you have received a fabric that has a right way up, then, well, you can do what I did and say, probably not the end of the world.
No.
And it looks like that on one side and like that on the other.
Yeah.
And in theory, that should have been cut and moved around because one's the right way up and the one's the wrong way up.
It's not
I don't
obvious
think
though,
looks
is
bad.
it?
No,
it's
that's
not
why I
that
didn't.
obvious, yeah.
Or it does give you instructions about cutting it a little bit longer, cutting it in half, and then sewing it together in a slightly different way.
Yeah.
But you can get creative with these, you know, absolutely. I'm just going to make sure that I'm putting my handles in the same position on both sides because, you know, that'll look a bit neater, won't it?
Ginny said she had the same problem, bent 2 needles and snapped one, so changed to her older but forgiving machine.
Guys, let's see, shall we? Crikey, now you've got me wondering. My NX just went,
Yeah.
done.
Jenny's answered Rona's question. She said, I'd say no, as chemo makes the skin very sensitive, so the extra stitching on a buttonhole might rub the skin.
I think she probably means buttons here, so you
Yeah.
can move it down, so it wouldn't actually, mind you. You'll see, they hang quite low,
Yes.
so I think they're designed to be down here.
Yeah.
It's worth an ask,
Yeah.
because
Absolutely.
it's a thoughtful idea.
It is a
I
nice
like
idea.
it. It is a thoughtful idea, for sure. Well, I could chicken out at this point and say, oh, and then you just sew the handle on. Nah, I'm going to have a go. Let's see, shall we? What could go wrong,
What
Jane?
could possibly
what could
go wrong?
go wrong?
Live stitching.
She says, let's just see. Don't worry, I'm going to take the pins out. Just there while I get it under the foot. Into position. And I'm just going to drop my needle in with my existing stitch line because I'll just run along the stitch line that's on the handle just for it looking smart, really.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Fiona says, good morning, the Union Jack cushion and the back, is there a pattern for this?
I
there is.
think, do you know,
it's in the...
I think there might be another kit. I think there might be one kit left.
I think there's a link, isn't there, to the pattern because it was somebody's...
We can provide that for sure.
Yeah.
If you want to email us, we can absolutely give you that. That featured on last Monday's show.
Yes,
wasn't
Monday
it?
when we did the...
It was
yes,
Monday.
we did
yeah.
the bunting
We
and
did
the
the
Union Jack.
bunting
Yeah.
and Union flag. Yeah,
Cushion.
cushion/block, because again, you could make that up into all sorts of things, couldn't you?
Yeah, you could
So
make it into a
table runner
or a
or
little quilt,
placemats,
hanging.
I thought would be quite
Yeah,
sweet as well.
lovely.
You could sash to make them bigger. I've got all sorts of ideas of that, and it's an FPP project, which that was Natasha's first foray into FPP, wasn't it?
Right, yeah.
She's been
She found
avoiding it.
Yeah.
Rather.
Everybody thinks it's really difficult, and it isn't really. It's just a different way of doing patchwork.
If it was difficult, Natasha would have said, "Don't fancy that much."
No.
And she didn't. I just realised we're not. You know.
Jenny says it's easier just to knot the strap to make it shorter without any extra stitching. So that's, good. And if you know the person that you're making it for, you could always just measure the strap against them, couldn't you?
Yeah, see whereabouts they want it, how low they want it sitting. So that's me doing a big square. What I then did, and I think actually, Lovely Helen's done the same. Oh, she's she's gone just on a diagonal. I've gone 2 directions on mine.
Yes.
But anything just to sort of reinforce it. It's not going to have huge weight in it, but just a bit of reinforcement there.
Rona says, thanks everyone. It's always nice, isn't it? We've got,
We've got such a lovely community here. We really have. Everyone loves to chat to each other and help each other out as well. And we like to do the same. So, if anyone has sent messages in this last week and thought, I haven't had a reply quite as quickly as normal, then I know you'll all join me in wishing SJ well, because we've done our best to keep on top of things, and we don't like to leave anyone waiting with queries, but we haven't forgotten you. We are looking after you, and our lovely SJ will be feeling better soon, hopefully.
Yeah. And Elizabeth said she did a third with a petite strap with 2 strips of jelly roll. So yeah, that's a nice idea. Could use your leftover jelly roll strips would work just as well, wouldn't they?
Yeah, absolutely. There we go. Beautiful. We have a strap.
Lovely.
Okay. And then, we'd machine the other one on the same way. And then we'd have a bag.
Beautiful.
Which, like I say, for a test run, if you do know someone who's just learning to sew, or if a child wants to make something as a test run and wants to feel like they've made something that they, can be proud of.
Yeah, absolutely.
They could make one and use it themselves, as a normal bag. It's not, and I just thought it's a great size for water bottles, things like that, or a book.
Yeah.
But once they've got the hang of it, these are very much needed, sadly needed, and really, really helpful. So this was Pay It Forward 6, which, like I say, is still available. We're going to try and keep those going for as long as we can.
Yeah.
It may not be a spotty fabric you receive, you may receive a chambray, but it'll be a wider fabric to cut your handle from, and then a ½ metre of something beautiful to make the main bag from.
Lovely.
And then Pay It Forward 7 will be demonstrated by Natasha next month. So that's our pet one, pet blanket.
Yes,
absolutely. So nice everyone's tuned in today. It's good to see you all.
It's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really lovely. And here we go. You've made us non-Juki and spoken with envy, attaching that strap with no problem. I mean, it could just be that I'm fabulous at sewing, Elizabeth.
Well, there is that.
Well, maybe. And maybe I'm just very, very fortunate that the machines I'm using are Juki's and they just fly through it, no bother.
Yeah, no problem.
But I would just take it steady as well. I've got a tendency to throw everything through a machine at high speed. That, I paste it.
Yeah.
Chug,
nice
chug,
and steady.
chug, chug.
Yeah.
And I think that can make a huge difference, can't it?
Slow and steady always wins. Yeah.
Anne's been to her running group. She says, sorry she's late, she'll catch up later. Bravo, Anne. Bravo.
Well done, yeah.
And the only time I'd run is I was about to miss a bus.
That's a line of thought, isn't it? If you see me running, you better run too, because whatever's chasing me is going to kill us.
Oh, brilliant. Oh, you'll have Natasha back tomorrow, guys. She'll be here. We've got Lottie coming in.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, now Lottie has got something really fabulous to show us in the line of fabric stamping. And it's all about making beautiful quilt labels, stuff like that. So I'm really excited.
Nice, yeah.
Because we're of the opinion, aren't we, that every quilt should have a label.
Absolutely.
It really should. And even if it's one of your first ones and you think it's a bit rough around the edges, actually those are the photos I show people, or of my first ones.
Yeah.
Because they're part of my quilting story, and it's so nice to put a label on with a date, or if you're gifting it. We were pulling your samples out of the box the other week, weren't we?
Yes.
Having a look at some of the old stuff, and she's literally got, the pen.
Yeah, written on the
She's
back.
written the pen, the stayer pen, the Sewline stayer, and it's written on the back your name, the date that you made it, what you called it, all that stuff on the back, haven't you? Onto the backing, because
it's always nice to look back on and remember.
It's part of the story. It's part of the story. So Lottie will be doing that. You're chuckling to yourself.
Syl Sparkley said, I once ran down the Haymarket after a bus and all my blouse buttons popped open, giving everyone on the bus and the whole street a very bouncy view.
Beautiful. It's all about the carry on this morning,
We're just
isn't
going
it?
with the nudie knits.
It's going with the
just
nudie
carries
knits.
it through, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. So tomorrow we'll have some quilt label stuff going on and, you know, a bit of fabric stamping. She's also going to talk to us about something really exciting on the yarn arts front. So if you're a crochet fan or you know a crochet fan, you need to be here. She's like the crochet guru.
Wonderful.
So we'll be hearing about that. And I believe I'm right in saying that Natasha's actually got a little make for you as well. Which is gorgeous. And it's a make that can be made from a fat quarter. It'll be great for Easter. It's in the same vein as her little gift bags from last week, something a little bit different.
Wonderful.
Talking of those amazing gift bags, incidentally, which we've got here, these were the 4 out of 2, is what we called them, and that's because you can make 4 of them out of 2 fat quarters. That's now available as a digital pattern, because I know there's a lot of people just, you know, chomping at the bit to get it as a digital. Yes. We do now have a digital pattern for this one. Josh has worked his magic and it's beautiful.
Wonderful.
And that'll be tomorrow. And then Wednesday we've got something fabulous going ahead as well, haven't we?
Some exciting things happening
really
on Wednesday.
Exciting stuff going on Wednesday. Jane will be with us for that. It's an array of blue and beauteousness.
Yes.
And something a little bit special on the subscription front.
Lovely.
Haven't told you. But assuming no one else has got any questions and everyone's happy and we're all good, then we'll see you tomorrow. And it's been nice to have you with us. I also crochet. I am crochet.
It's
really enjoyed today's show. I'm really glad. It was good to be with you. And thank you for being patient, YouTubers. We do love you too. And fingers crossed, that's our tech stuff out the way for the week.
We've got it over for the week. Let's hope.
Yes. Lovely to be with you. You take care. Lots of love. Bye-bye.
Bye.